He wants to use modern tech, substances, and now influences to build a new world, or rather a new version of the old one. A techno-feudalist society, where we become guinea pigs in a tech CEO's fever dream.
You could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
The dark
What? Hold up. Did he just say, instead of having people disagree, he's going to influence our minds so that we just all sit there and let him do whatever he wants? That is terrifying. Yo, what's going on? I seen this video and the title piqued my interest. It says, why are so many Looksmaxxing influencers dying?
Today, fitness influencers are ditching health altogether and embracing extreme optimization instead, going so far as even drinking their own semen.
Hey, yo, what are we doing? Here's my take on Looksmaxxing, right? I think we do live in a shallow world. If you look a certain way, people will treat you a certain way. That is true, 100%, right? If you're conventionally attractive, you're gonna get treated extremely good. People will, bro, if you look good and you post on social media, you have a fucking, but getting on all these peptides and doing all of this crazy stuff, I think a lot of that stuff is cope. I'm just gonna be real. I think the majority of people just need to take their hygiene serious, take their fitness serious, fix how they dress, and boom.
Is going to give me his his divine protein shake.
Yo, bro, what? Nah. That's real suspect. That's real suspect, bro. See, I thought he was gonna just and then just nut in a cup and then eat his own shit. But this is way more insane. Why do you have to drink another man's sperm? And why is your homie cool with doing that? You might as well just drink it out the tap.
Yes.
Steroid-induced fertility.
How do you not get girls pregnant?
Well, I'm infertile from steroids.
Getting locked away for psychosis.
He's not even buff.
Get girls pregnant.
He's mad regular. Why are you blasting steroids? There's literally no point. You're skinny.
Well, I'm infertile from steroids.
Getting locked away for psychosis.
I made it out. I'm out of the psych ward. I'm out of the psych.
And even
that might be fake.
peptide overdoses.
On the morning of February 25th, 2022, Boston's heart gave out while working out at a gym down the street from his home.
This is a body that's destroyed, 100% destroyed from drugs. He had end-stage kidney disease.
Boston killed his kidneys with
Adipotide.
a peptide.
And it's only getting more popular. Tech billionaires are making transhumanism a reality,
Yeah.
while Brian Johnson is spending $500 million on Project Blueprint, his project to cheat death itself and permanently alter the human race.
Oh my god. That's kind of scary. They want to turn us into cyborgs. Beep, boop, 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 boop. They want to turn us into robots, man. Do you think that we will ever find an answer to death? In my opinion, I feel like we will, and it will be within our lifetime. No, because isn't there a jellyfish or something that there's a certain jellyfish that's immortal or whatever? That is crazy to think about. So if that can occur in nature, don't you think the same thing can happen in real life? Or maybe the way that they might be able to find out is you can reverse aging. So you'll have your biological age and then you'll have your chronological age. But do you really want to live forever? I feel back a few years ago, I really wanted to live as long as possible, and I still do, but I'm I don't know, bro. If you don't have your shit together, bro, it's life is really a burden. Oh my God. You got light bill, internet bill, cable, whatever the fuck, insurance, this, that, taxes, blah, 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 blah. Then you got to work you have these billionaires that are trying to strip everything from you and just turn you into a freaking slave, bro. I don't know. I feel like they're going to enslave us and just get us to work forever. Things are going to be so expensive. Or maybe it might only be available to the billionaires and all the poor people, because this is my prediction. I think it's going to be like Cyberpunk 2077, and I think I might do actually a reaction because I seen a video about the similarities between the cyberpunk world and the real world. It's very scary. I think it might be to a point where if you have the money you could live forever, but if you're a peasant, well, It's not covered in your insurance. You're gonna die.
We really are at the stage of potentially the most extraordinary existence in the galaxy. So my objective is not life maximization, it's species maximization.
It's straight out of their favorite sci-fi stories.
Nah.
It is the merging of corporatism and transhumanism, as the money to be made off of these drugs will reach $335 billion in less than 10 years. But even with...
Here's my thoughts on that. Because they say that eventually it's going to get to a point where we can reverse our age. But then we're going to have to fortify our bodies, because just because you don't get any illnesses or cancers or any of this, well, you can die in a plane crash, you can die in a car crash, you can get shot, you can get stabbed. So what are we going to do? We're going to have to start getting chrome. Oh my God. We're going to have to start getting chrome. There's going to be people having cyber psychosis. We are living in a plot of cyberpunk, bro. This is actually scary.
Modern technologies and unlimited wealth, they still need something else to make this work.
What?
A society that sees their bodies as deficient and upgradable.
I was fat, ugly, like short, I'd say. When I started taking the steroids, all those things like definitely changed. Like I got more jacked and like better looking, honestly, I'd say for sure.
They need guinea pigs willing to risk their lives on extreme methods of human enhancement.
Welcome to another episode of Lab Rats, where I'm treating my body as a lab.
Oh my gosh, bro. And that dude was young. He was swole, but he probably could have got that build, at least something close to it. Maybe not as like, because let me go back and see his build.
Extreme methods of human
looking, honestly, I'd say for sure.
Go back. Changed. Like he's pretty built. He's pretty buff, but maybe in like, if he would have gave his body like a cool 5 years, just super dialed in, because I got in pretty good shape in like 2 years of being dialed in and going to the gym. And if he's like super young, so, you know, you get that gram of protein per pound of body weight, you putting in the work, you could get that build. Maybe not the shoulders, maybe not as cat, but you can have abs. Your abs pop out, your chest be full for sure, 100%. It's kind of sad, man, that people feel like they have to get on steroids in order to just look good. Like, yo, I'm chopped. I'm doomed. And I think that's what they do by design. They make it to where your life is not gonna be. You will never be if you're ugly and you're fat and you're chopped. So you might as well just lay it all on the line, blast the testosterone, blast the peptides, get the surgery, get the double jaw surgery, so that you at least have a shot of ascending in the social hierarchy and you can live the life that you always want. They want to push that on you so you feel more open to doing it, bro. I see it. You feel me? I don't know. I just wouldn't take it. I'm not getting on no testosterone until I'm like 35, bro. I'm gonna do that when I'm a little bit older, when my test starts going down. Everything up until this point, I'm gonna be all organic. I'm sorry, bro. I'm keeping it nature. I'm keeping it good. I actually need to get back in the gym. I haven't been in the gym in a little bit, brother.
It's like I got more jacked and like better looking, honestly, I'd say for sure.
They need guinea pigs willing to risk.
Bro, all you did was blast steroids. You probably just like got a haircut and that was it. Like you could have just went to the gym and got a haircut.
Their lives on extreme methods of human enhancement.
Welcome to another episode of Lab Rats, where I'm treating my body as a lab rat and letting you know what peptides did what to my body.
And the online fitness influencer trend was on hand to provide a cohort primed for that very thing.
500 chest, 80 tren, and 50 anabar.
What? 500 what?
For that very thing.
500 chest, 80 tren, and 50 anabar daily pre-workout.
I'm doing 500 tests right now, a weekly, 500 mast, then every day 8 units of growth hormone.
Bro, these guys are not gonna see 30. Why do you want to be that big? You're not gonna be able to even wash the middle of your back, gang. Are you even gonna be able to wipe your crack? That's too big. I don't know, bro. I feel like I would want to be lean, arms full, shoulders full, abs popping. That's it. Chest full. That's really it. I don't care about anything else.
Then insulin, 8 units pre-workout, 15 units post-workout. And Lantus insulin, it's long-acting insulin, 25 units every day.
What is all this shit that he's putting, what?
I'm doing BPC capsules for my digestion. And then BPC 157, 500 mcg a day, just peptides, and then MOTC 1 mg, and then T4 75 mg for my thyroid,
For these billionaires and the emerging
Bro,
300...
he's taking a peptide for a peptide for a peptide for a... It's like an infinite cycle, bro. How does he have the time to do all that? Like, you have to sit there and just put all these shots in your butt? Like, what is going on, bro? It's a party in his bloodstream. I'm not gonna lie. If they do blood work on him, it's just gonna be... He need to talk to a doctor. They're gonna tell him, like, bro, you're not gonna see 30, bro.
$100 billion enhancement substances market, the games and his athletes are just one station on the journey.
Oh yeah, he's natural, right? I forgot bro's name. He's natural. He's 50 years old and he's natural.
Future of mankind. And influencers are the
Mike
vehicle
no, I
they
was about to say Mike Menser, but I forgot his name.
using to get us all on board.
And the cool thing about this substance is it is the pinnacle of the natty or not debate. Because this substance contains exogenous hormones, yet this substance is produced naturally. Yeah, it also has like follicle stimulating hormone. It has nerve growth factor. It is neuroregenerative. It protects against Alzheimer's, that when they give spermidine to animals, it has shown to increase their lifespan by up to 25%. So I started ingesting this substance, my own.
Why he lick his lips like that though? He kind of, he like giving you that nut. I'm not gonna lie, you might have an infinite supply.
And the results were incredible. I started feeling like a superhuman. My physique has gotten better. This protein.
Is it really because of the nut? Or maybe he's on peptides and a bunch of other things. I'm not buying this, bro. Bro, Batman himself could not beat this shit out of me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't drink a nut I don't give a if I'm on my deathbed right now and they tell me you gotta swallow a shot glass of nut to live. Bye.
Shake of testosterone and spermidine and nerve growth factor is gonna be incredible. And yeah, I'm gonna drink it. And this is gonna be on OnlyFans.
Conor
Nah, he's not saying that because it's actually healthy. He's saying that because he's trying to sell that OF.
Murphy was one of the most prominent influencers of the 2010s.
Oh, wow. He really was. Wow. Conor Murphy versus Prank Invasion. Wow. He was doing these scripted, all this shit is fake.
And this boom. 4 million subscribers watched him work out, approach women shirtless in public, and debate whether he was natural or on steroids. He was good looking, funny, and physically impressive. And for a lot of young guys into the gym, he was exactly what they wanted to become.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, fast forward to today, like, he got a good physique. His physique is solid, right? He hella aesthetic. But it's so many people that just physique mog him to death.
And that's exactly why what he became instead matters. Like most fitness influencers, he began with bodybuilding, making videos of his workouts, dieting, and his impressive body transformation. He builds a large following as fitness
and it's just like a slippery slope. Because going to the gym, taking your nutrition seriously, making sure that you walk on the treadmill, focusing on your health and your wellness is a good thing. Taking supplements is a good thing. Right? But going down this slippery slope because the body dysmorphia, bro, you're throwing so many insecurities at once. The views, being driven by the views and the followers and the dopamine, and then the body, getting the body dysmorphia, looking a certain way, trying to be as vascular and as full as possible and being so obsessed with your looks. Like your physique, it's just bad, bro. Like you can go down a really bad slope where you just get hyper focused on your physique. I was dialed into the gym for a while and I was like, oh, I want my shoulders to be as capped as possible. I'm gonna spam lateral raises and I want my wings. I want my wings so I can have the super tiny waist. And I'm over here just doing all these workouts and I'm doing like what is the thing with the dumbbell where you go like this? You're on the bench. And I'm just spamming everything. I actually need to get back into the gym. It's been a little bit. I'm looking flabby as shit now. But I was like so obsessed about trying to get my body to be a certain way. And I was like working out with my bro, right? And I kind of got like a longer arm. Hold on. Unc still got it though. Hold on. So I was like looking at my arm because I got like the long arm. But he had like the football arm, right? And I'm like, damn, gang. Like, I wish I didn't have these chimpanzee arms because I got long arms, bro. Like I got a hella long wingspan. And I'm like, bro, I wish I didn't have these chimpanzee arms. You got the football arm, bro. Like your arm full as hell. You ain't got to do too much. I'm over here spamming the hammer curls, trying to get my peak biceps so I could look as crazy as I was taking it serious, and like my physique was pretty decent. Like I did like a time where I built like a lot of muscle and tried to gain a lot of weight, and then I spent a lot of time just cutting down gradually, you know? And that's just the thing, bro. Like, you just get so like, if you're serious about it, you get really obsessed. And it is something that I do want to get back into, though. Like, one piece of advice, if you're looking to get into working out and you really want to get results, the majority of it is your nutrition. So making sure that you're, whether you know, if you want to gain weight, calorie surplus, lose weight, calorie deficit, keep it slight. You don't want to do anything too extreme. Make sure you walk on that treadmill, and then make sure that you're just working out till failure, bro. And that was what I was doing, bro. And I was showing up consistently every day. And the gym was kind of almost like a place where I would just like let out my feelings and just go chill with the gang. You know what I mean? It was like a healthy third place. But yeah, I just went on a whole tangent. I'm sorry.
Influencing explodes on YouTube. He's young, handsome, and obviously ripped. People, mainly other men,
God.
gravitate to him easily. But his transformation isn't really a journey at all.
Nah,
it's simply
he's not natty, bro. Look at that. Look at the chest, the shoulders, all that shit. He was definitely going dummy. I'm not gonna lie though. This is like before. This really is before a lot of our time. Like, doing this shit now, you do this with short form content. You pull up with like this big ass Tinder thing. Genius, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I need to like go back and start studying a lot of these people because they had the right idea.
Solution for his insecurity, and the validation his audience gives him still isn't enough.
And think about it, man. Think of the reason why a lot of these people started is because they were like,
he looked a lot better
like
back
insecurities
then.
when they were young, so they started, you know, wanting to get bigger.
So he pivots away from.
A lot of people have insecurities for sure. I'm thinking of like Ziz. You remember when he was getting bullied and shit like that, and then he started like blasting gear, and then he started like working out and like turning up and partying and shit. Fortunately, you know, he died early, RIP, but he was definitely like one of those people that was, even though he had a tragic story, he was still like a positive role model. Yeah, he's right. I didn't really get into the gym because of that. I just got into the gym because I wanted to be healthy.
Content and into vanity videos instead. Walking around shirtless in public and getting women to touch him.
3 chances to guess the color of my shirt under my jacket. You want to see your new favorite color?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's cringeworthy.
Oh my God, she really liked that. I'm not gonna lie. That might have been a paid actor.
And YouTube loves it. But it's still not enough for him. He wants to dominate the fitness influencer world. So he leans into the biggest debate in fitness at the time. The biggest debate isn't about peptides or transhumanism. It's much simpler. Are you natty or not?
I am natural.
This is like this is literally OG fitness. This is not even Looksmaxxing. All the bodybuilders and all the people that you see in the fitness industry, bro, who got those crazy physiques, like 99.9% of them are literally abusing PEDs. They're editing their photos to, you know, bring their waist in and make their arms bigger and stuff like that. They're taking advantage of a pump, and they're taking advantage of really good lighting. Lighting, if you get crazy lighting, you can, man, what? If I go in my bathroom right now, I could see my abs. If I'm out in the light, then I look like a fucking uncle. I got like a fucking refrigerator build. Like, come on.
I've been natural since birth.
It's not worth the consequence to me. As soon as you hop on something, you have to like do that for basically the rest of your life. Also, I hate needles.
And despite his principles, this is the point just before Connor the fitness influencer dies. Not literally, but psychologically. Up until now,
crazy.
his identity and sense
Yeah,
of
I was
self-worth
about to say, I seen him hanging with like androgenic. That man is still very much alive and healthy.
is rooted in his physique and being seen.
World Health Organization has just declared a global coronavirus. It is a pandemic.
COVID then kills the street content, leaving Murphy stuck indoors with no one to take his shirt off for, which then leads to an identity crisis that he
kind of crazy that we experience something like that. Like, we're gonna tell our kids, like, imagine when we're old as shit, they're gonna ask, like, you were alive during COVID? You were alive during a global pandemic? How was that? That's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be like, yeah, we were in the house, the grocery store. You couldn't walk nowhere if you didn't have a mask on. It was mad hysteria. It was mad going on. Oh my God, it's gonna sound like a movie. They're gonna make a movie on this in the next few. Get this like 10 years. They're gonna make a movie on it. Probably less than that.
With ayahuasca, and in doing so firmly closes any debate about what happens when an egotistical narcissist dissolves their ego.
Oh, he got an ego death from taking the ayahuasca? I'm gonna be real, I want to do that shit. I really do. I want to go. Don't you have to go to like Chile or something? You go into like one of those South American places and then you do one of those rituals. It has to be a really controlled environment. I feel like a lot of that stuff is really groundbreaking. It just depends on how you go into things.
By abusing the most powerful psychedelic on Earth.
Got in the psych ward again. Shoot.
I made it out. I made it out. I'm out of the psych
No way.
From here, he embraces more extreme optimization by drinking liquid protein, otherwise known as semen.
Wild.
The results were incredible. I started feeling like a superhuman. You know, my physique has gotten
That
better.
could have been a placebo. Just saying.
My physique has gotten so much better over the past several weeks.
But keen
Two men in a bathroom flexing by themselves. Might be more to the story that we don't know about.
My physique has gotten better. My physique has gotten so much better over the past several weeks.
But keen to explore enhancement even further, he moves to Thailand, a paradise for enhancement lab rats. PEDs are available and laws prohibiting them aren't enforced.
No
So yes,
way.
I decided to hop on anabolic steroids. So here's my physique on day 1, and here's my physique on day 30. Do I think it's natural or not? Well,
That was
to be
pretty
honest,
impressive.
I don't give a anymore.
And
What?
he goes much further. He
Lady
becomes
boy?
a Looksmaxxer and goes from this to this.
Insecurity
Yo,
is
he
a
looked
facet
like
of our-
Steve, bro. What the hell happened to his cheeks?
And goes from this
Oh my God, look how he was like deathly skinny here. I didn't even peep that.
to this.
What the? How do you get this to grow? What the hell? I kind of need that a little bit. Hold on, I need a little more like fullness. What the hell?
Insecurity is a facet of our evolutionary design to ensure we seek evolutionary advantages.
He looked
At its
better
core,
before.
Looksmaxxing is simply an attempt to gain an evolutionary advantage, to maximize the chance
Evolutionary advantage. What?
of survival and reproduction.
But he doesn't stop there. He becomes a steroid and peptide influencer, setting up Natty Plus Protocol social media accounts promoting peptides, steroids, and the different stacks people can use to make the quickest gains. But Murphy is
Damn,
just
no
one
views.
example of a broad pattern. The underlying issues that push vulnerable people, many of them fitness influencers, into enhancement are widespread. They are cultivated by the same industries whose leaders are now pushing transhumanism.
Oh my God, nightmare blunt rotation. Elon, that's the Palantir guy, right? Peter Thiel. Elon, Peter Thiel, Brian Johnson. I'm noticing a pattern here, bro. A lot of these CEOs, I feel like to be at that level, to be a billionaire and all that, you kind of have to have a little bit of tism. Like these guys all have autism, bro. Well, look at Mr. Beast. Even he got the autism a little bit. Clavicular got the autism. You can't be a regular person just shutting yourself in a room for hours on end, just sitting in a garage for 19 hours a day, just working. Now, Elon, we know he's a fraud. I don't know the story of, I know wasn't Brian Johnson, didn't he have Venmo or some shit? I don't know his story like that. Peter Thiel, I just know Palantir. And it kind of makes sense why these guys don't have empathy compared to the average person. They just see humanity. You get what I'm saying? They see people they don't see humanity the same as a regular person does. It's very like cut and cold. They want us to be these robots they want to put us in a cage and we just eat slop all day and we don't have a dining room table and they don't view us as humans and they just want to, live forever and they're probably going to leave us to die and go to space. Like that's probably what's going to end up happening. They're going to leech the world and dip. Crazy. That's why they want to go to space and live forever and all that shit, bro.
Once your body becomes the product, improvement isn't enough. It has to be optimization, then enhancement, and then whatever comes after that.
Man.
Scrolling through TikTok and YouTube shows most fitness influencers are using steroids, peptides, and simply glorifying enhancement.
I only did 200 tests, 200 tren, and like Anavar.
No, what? I did the 400
Okay, yeah,
test,
I know what you did. I'm
400
talking about me.
tests, 200 tren, 300 Masteron, like 25 milligrams.
Look at his arm. What's that? Did he burn him? What's going on here? Yeah, I seen that. I've been watching the Trend Twins actually before they got on gear. I think his name is Mike. I haven't watched him in a little bit. He aged like he aged not like like milk. he looks 40 right here. He looks like a 36-year-old dad that works construction. And his wife is just cheating on him and spending all his money. Like, he looks mad stressed. That's not how life is meant to be lived. And then you guys can't even see this. It's an energy drink right next to him. Double homicide.
Of Winstrol every day.
Now, if this were limited to adults, perhaps we could ignore it. They have agency, their body's their choice. But now kids as young as 13 are using steroids and peptides.
Didn't
Eric
Killer do
English
that
is a
too?
perfect example of how steroid washing is endangering.
He can't even really put on muscle. You're too young. You're not even gonna see no real gains. Why are you doing that? And then it's like he's 13, like puberty. You're not even this can affect your growth, up everything.
Young people. This is Eric as a fitness-obsessed 13-year-old. It's commendable. He's focused on fitness when most other kids his age are playing Fortnite. But soon, he starts taking gear, and by the time he's 15, he already looks like a monster. And this isn't a one-off. Another steroided-up influencer admitted to helping Eric to bulk.
Bro, he looks like he's about to burst. Like, he doesn't even look healthy.
And this isn't a one-off. Another steroid...
He doesn't even look muscular. He just looks fat as shit. What woman is gonna want to procreate with you and be around you? Like, he's so big. He looks like Boo. You remember when Majin Buu, when they took Majin Buu out of Super Boo's body and he was like, "Rah!" at the top of the mountain and he was about to explode? That's what he looks like. That don't look good.
Steroided up influencer admitted to helping Eric to bulk. This friend of his might be even...
Look at his, like he has titties. Like, his chest doesn't even look real.
More disturbing. He's 5'3" tall,
5'3"
years old, 350 pounds, and can leg press more than most adult bodybuilders. Once you see how
Why would you want to do that? Like, you don't even look good. When are you gonna ever use that in your real life? With leg pressing, all that. I don't get it. At least with this dude, like, I get it right here. Like, he trying to make sure he look good, his arms like
social
that,
media
right?
and manufactured insecurity combined to normalize and promote enhancement, you see just how insidious this movement truly is.
Yo.
The enhanced games aren't...
Normalize pinning in the gym. Let's not do that. Let's not normalize that. Let's be real. Let's normalize not being dependent on steroids. Let's normalize being healthy and living a regular life and being happy and fulfilled and not seeking things like this. When I see shit like this, I think of Nietzsche, bro. And I know that's probably not how you say his name, but if you gaze in the abyss will gaze back at you. The more that you become absorbed with the self, instead of having faith in something, right? The more that is going to consume you. These people are so far consumed in themselves and advancing their lives that they lost track and lost sight of themselves. This 19-year-old guy, it's like you're blasting all this. This doesn't look good, bro.
A harmless exercise in pushing humanity's limits. For the people funding the games and pushing enhancement as the next obvious stage in human evolution, it's an irreversible milestone in their harnessing of tech, social media, and societal body dysmorphia to engineer a society of enhanced humans.
I'm gonna build a country, and so I'm gonna build a don't die nation state.
Despite this trend of enhancement dressed up as health and fitness, the reality is many of these kids are unlikely to live to see 30.
Yeah, told you. Hold on, we need to go back to that don't die nation state. Yeah, I'm gonna have a nation where nobody dies and they just work for me forever.
That's you of enhanced humans.
I'm gonna build a country, and so I'm gonna build a don't die nation state.
How is that gonna run?
Despite this trend of enhancement dressed up as health and fitness, the reality is many of these kids are unlikely to live to see 30. At the lighter end of the scale, side effects young
Gynecomastia, right? Gynecomastia, balding.
Are seeing from enhancing
skin stretching, stretch marks. Larry Wheels AI edited
drugs
image.
Are the exact ones you'd want to avoid.
What is that? What is this shit? What is all these cuts? Back knee, yep, I know about that.
And wanted to look better. Chronic
Face
acne being one of them. 16-year-old Martin Memphis is already seeing awful reactions to performance-enhancing drugs.
See, and he's just going to continue to blast gear. Like, why would you do this? Didn't Sam Sulek have the same side effect? So then what? You're going to have to take Accutane to calm that shit down? Now that's another thing. That's another substance that you're on that's going to be interacting with the steroids and just wrecking havoc on your body. Like, I just don't get it.
Given the crossover with Looksmaxxing, you'd think this would be enough to stop them, but no. Because Looksmaxxing isn't just a trend, it's an industry, one that sells a drug for everything. This is what a market looks like when it's designed around insecurity.
Yeah,
Stopping
it's very adjacent. Like, Looksmaxxing is adjacent to so many things. It's adjacent to fitness culture, which they share the same kind of appetite to be abusing these substances and stuff, but I also see it adjacent to modeling, because a lot of these models have such extreme and harsh protocols where they're wrecking their bodies to fit this beauty standard of being, you know, deathly skinny, or, you know, having this certain look. And it's just like, bro, it's just like the best of both worlds in the worst way. Man.
Never the answer is always the next product. Got acne from testosterone? Don't stop. Just take aromatase inhibitors to offset the acne.
Aromatase?
These inhibitors are now giving you joint pain? Well then, you just need some peptides.
Oh
BPPC
my
157
God.
should do it, or TB 500. And if they're not working, just hop on some growth hormone peptides. Ipamorelin or CGC 1295 will take care of that.
If you decide to take HGH or IGF-1 LR3, it's a good way to segue into, you know, the whole world of pharmacology in terms of optimizing, you know, different mechanisms in your body.
Stopping is never the cure, more treatment is. And that's not an
Sound like a fucking lab experiment, bro.
accident. The global enhancement substances markets will be worth $335 billion by 2035.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is, bro. They see the projections in it, they see the money in it, and they just want to get they want to sell everybody on it, so then the growth is locked in, bro. Oh, nah. I don't know, bro. This is probably, by then, this shit's probably going to be normalized. That's the scary part.
And that number doesn't exist without people who can never stop. The insecurity isn't a bug in the system.
Well, the influencers, people trust influencers, and they're very influenced by them. Damn, that's the crazy part. So you get all the influencers on it, you push it on the youth, and then it gets normalized. Crazy work, bro.
Business model. It's always been there, but it was found, fed, and given direction. Social media built the audience. The algorithm rewarded escalation. And further up the chain, people with money and a very specific vision for the future of the human species were paying attention. The enhanced games aren't an endpoint. They're a press release for something that's been in development for years. It's why the billionaires backing this aren't spectators. In fact, they were never spectators.
You also have to remember that with the enhanced games, this is not just a sporting competition.
Oh, the enhanced games, where they just let a bunch of those athletes just blast as much steroids openly. It actually revealed, though, that a lot of these top athletes that you see, because they couldn't beat their records, it proves that they're on gear. It proves that they're taking substances behind the scenes, which we already knew. These drug tests are extremely lax. It's easy to finesse, bro.
This is a for-profit company. So these are people seeking to make money off the use of these substances.
Just let everybody take all the substances, let all the brokies deal with the side effects and die, and then the moment that it's safe, the billionaires just come in and start taking them.
Enhancement aren't doing this because they're interested in the human body, they're just ensuring they're ahead of the next curve. They want ownership of the next stage of human evolution. They want the IP behind enhancement. This isn't just a human experiment, it's product guinea pig testing for one of the biggest emerging markets.
Our mission as a company is to give everyone in the world the opportunity to live enhanced. And we do that by firstly creating awareness through sports that performance enhancements under the right clinical and medical supervision actually can be very good for people.
The transformation of fitness influencers into human experiments for new substances is exactly what deregulation advocates need.
Man.
Regular gym goers aren't helpful. It needs to be posted, shared, and envied. That's why the tech industry, particularly social media, is so key to all of this.
Your social media feed at this point.
I'm not gonna lie, the interviewer is low-key mogging the guy, bro.
Social media is
He's
so
mogging
key to
this
all
kid.
of this.
Your social media
Is he on something, bro? Look at his shoulders. He come on,
feed
bro.
at this point.
Obviously, gym influencers, the top ones right now.
Do you think you would have gotten on
Man.
steroids?
Oh,
without
Togi.
social-
Oh my God, he was low-key before all this shit. Oh my God, Togi was on all the substances, bro.
media?
No.
And that's how a
Definitely
lot of
seen,
these,
like-
hold on, bro. That's how a lot of these young guys think. They're like, bro, why would I spend 5, 10 years trying to build my physique when I can get it in a few months and I just blast as many substances as possible. And guess what? I don't have to go to the gym as much. I don't have to worry about my health as much, like my diet as much. I'm just going to get the gains. And if I do lock in on it, I'm just going to look insane. I'm going to look like Superman. That's how they be thinking, bro. I don't know, man. I don't really give a fuck like that.
Like, people do it is like what makes you want to do it, for sure.
It's not hard to get.
It needs to work its way through the algorithm and onto the screens of insecure people, particularly the young. It's why Peter Thiel isn't just investing in the games, but also in influencers with no intentions of competing in anything. And Brian Johnson is harder to replace than Thiel, as he's not funding populist politicians or backing Looksmaxxers. He's just eccentric and very open about everything he does. And unlike most billionaires, he does seem kind of harmless. A man just simply devoted to immortality and willing to turn his own body into a public science experiment. Some find him weird and funny, others admirable. But
yeah, it's definitely like autistic vibes. Y'all don't feel some type of way off that? Like, why do you want to live forever? I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like, yeah, I want to live a life with like a lot of vitality and like hyper fixating on everything. I don't know, bro. Like, what's the point of even living it? You're not giving yourself an opportunity to just, you know, just be.
This is what makes him an unwitting ambassador for a darker ideology lurking beneath his own. He makes enhancement aspirational. Our bodies are problems to be solved.
What the
it's
hell
the
is
same
going
idea
on?
as when a teenager injects peptides. Johnson just has better lighting and production and a more likable personality. Peter Thiel, however, doesn't use lighting. He just works in the shadows, letting others insidiously spread his worldview.
Thiel is also personally invested in signal boosting friend of the show, Braden Clavicular Peter.
Also just works in the shadows, letting others insidiously spread his worldview.
Thiel is also personally invested in signal boosting friend of the show, Braden Clavicular Peters. He seems to have a vested interest in creating a post-humanist, technologically transformed future wherein real people like you and I cease to exist in our flesh form.
I'm an accelerationist.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You think it's a coincidence that he wants to get us on the... He wants to transfer our consciousness into technology? They're going to make you a slave. That's literally the point of it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and become so dependent on AI and then have it train the algorithms to where they can control us. And then once they get you on there, what are you really going to be you? They can manipulate you with the algorithm. I'm good. This is literally like a Black Mirror episode, bro, where you can like upload your consciousness. Do you guys see that episode? Where it was like these two ladies, and they like uploaded their consciousness and they died. You know, you can visit, but once you die, you can stay there and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Black Mirror, bro, a lot of these episodes are just coming true, man. That could be its own video.
And what I do.
So you started taking testosterone, you were how old?
When I was 14.
What?
And just the introduction of things like HGH and aromatase inhibitors. Extremely young.
The rumors started with Clavicular's own stream on Twitch, where he reveals
he gotta be facing like hella side effects. There's no way. I'm not gonna lie, that is too crazy.
Mr. P donated an enormous sum of money multiple times.
But P, he's going crazy, man. Already donated 500 and 150 subs.
These donations are telling because this mysterious donor called P isn't just giving Clav money. He's paying for thousands of other viewers' subscriptions to Clav's channel, both funding Clav and facilitating his online rise. He also spoke about how Thiel invited him to a party at his house, which he refused to go to as apparently Thiel wanted him there alone.
Wow.
And apparently a journalist revealed that Clav booted her out of his house after she asked about the rumors of Thiel funding him.
Of course, the rumors about him and Peter Thiel, because that is absolutely everywhere. But we do a little journalism. The second that I brought up Peter Thiel and Palantir, he panicked.
It seems like a strange coupling, doesn't it?
Yeah, Clav is a kid that grew up on forums. He's like the perfect person to push. He wants to push this Looksmaxxing, getting on this protocol culture. Maybe it starts with Looksmaxxing and then it eventually works its way to, okay, you're already taking all this stuff, so now why don't you take the thing, you know what I'm talking about? The what is that shit called? The Mark of the Beast. That's what it is. Hey man, I'm gonna be real, bro. shout out to this girl right here, but like you asking him about Palantir, but what about that lip filler,
One of the
bro?
world's most intelligent men who plays the long game, spending decades becoming the political puppet master of the modern.
He looks like he doesn't have a f***ing soul. Where is your soul, bro? All these billionaires, they have these blank, emotionless stares. They don't see people as people. They see people as profit. They see people as resources that they can manipulate to further their own agendas, bro. I don't like billionaires. A lot of these billionaires, bro, they have a common theme. They're just so fucking soulless, bro. I don't know what it is. The greed, they just see everything as like what you can stand to gain and like profit and loss, what you can stand to gain. And that's the problem with society, I feel like, bro. People lost that human element. A lot of these tech people they're just weird,
world,
bro.
while also having one of the most heavily guarded public personas. And then there's a 20-year-old who doesn't appear to think or care about the future whatsoever and cares for nothing but visibility. But this does actually make sense. Clavicular is emblematic of the transformation of fitness influencers into enhanced humans and then into enhancement influencers.
Dylan Latham.
Like I think individualism is the most important thing to succeed. Like I don't really think that you should strive to like get along with everyone. You should just try to advance yourself as a man as much as possible.
What?
Get along to succeed. Like I think individualism is the most important thing.
Bro, of course they love him. Do you hear this? Bro, I'm thinking of like all the interview that Clavicular did. That interview that he did with Channel 5, right? Andrew Callahan. He was saying that going to the bar and having friends and kicking it with people is cope and all this type of stuff. Of course he loves individualism. That's what they want. Bro, they don't want you to have a dining room. They want you to just sit in your room and eat your food, and they want you to live to work and all this type of shit. Of course, and in the moment, I thought it was funny as f***. I'm like, oh my God, this dude is not real. But with all of the context of this shit, it does make sense that they want to push him. They want you to be absorbed with yourself. They don't want you to stand for anything. They want you to be disconnected from society. They want you to be a bot. They don't want us to live like humans, bro. That's why they want... Look at Kevin O'Leary. Oh, you can't go out to eat? It's such a problem for you to go and spend $28 on food? Like, dear God, like life is already horrible enough. And you're getting mad, like you're upset at, not at the billionaires and all these people that are marking up a food. Because why is it a meal? No meal should be $28. They acknowledge that, but their answer to that is keep the sandwich $28. You should be eating a slice of stale bread with barely any peanut butter and barely any jelly on it, and you should be happy with that. That's their solution. They want you to be modern day slaves, bro. And just mindlessly consume. I'm good off that, bro.
Succeed. Like I don't really think that you should strive to like get along with everyone. You should just try to advance yourself as a man as much as possible.
The first focused on health and strength.
And
the
people were
second
like, oh my God, dude, Clav is so real, man. Chad gets what he wants, based.
Focused on achieving the ideal look of health and strength. The third aren't truly interested in either. They just want to be seen as better than others.
I don't know too much about the modern fitness space. I think it's I'm really disappointed in like the direction it's taken. You know, what I'm trying to get out of these like extreme Looksmaxxing protocols is, you know, to basically mog people. That's like my main goal.
To show how different this is to the original bodybuilding fitness culture, influencers like Clav are destroying their capacity for the most definitive male action there is, impregnating women.
How do you not get girls pregnant?
Well, I'm infertile from steroids, so if I, you know, can't get her pregnant because of the steroids.
But tech and Teal's rumored interest
That's
in
kind of
clavicular.
sad, bro. What the hell is going on here? Oh my God, bro. The world is an interesting place. I feel like life before these like hyper-tuned algorithms was so much better. Because now like early social media was a godsend, bro. Because it was something that was authentic. It was entertaining. It was creative. It was fun. But at the same time, we weren't dependent on it. It wasn't so highly optimized to where you just unconsciously go and you're just swiping and 20 minutes turns into 2 hours. Crazy, right? Hella crazy. And it's like, as soon as that happened and Instagram became what it was and TikTok became what it was and all this type of stuff, bro, I feel like somebody like Clav, he's kind of a byproduct of the culture that we have, this super hyper competitive, very hypergamous, very shallow life. I just don't want to live my life like that, bro. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's why a lot of people are kind of getting off social media, or they're trying to limit it, bro, because the new status symbol is going to be living your life like how the people before us were living, not being dependent on swiping, not being dependent on always being on your phone, having friends, living life experiences. Why do you think IRL streaming is so big, bro? People are literally watching other people live their lives and do the most basic and boring, monotonous shit. That's how addicted and dependent people are on this shit, bro. Crazy to think.
And enhanced humans goes way beyond steroid Olympics and building supreme bodies. He wants to use modern tech, substances, and now influences to build a new world, or rather a new version of the old one. A techno-feudalist society, where we become guinea pigs in a tech CEO's fever dream.
Oh my
God.
God.
Where women are just seen as statistics for a man's body count.
When you do look for something serious, what do you think you would be looking for outside of the looks?
Well, obviously not someone who's focused on career. Like, you don't want a girl who's wanting to work in like a corporate environment and, you know, working long hours. You need someone who's willing to, you know, start a family with you, essentially. Just a girl who is extremely like modest too is another big one. Like, not wearing revealing stuff, like not posting on Instagram. Your girlfriend, your wife, is an extension of you. So if she's not doing everything in her power to make you look better as a person, then that's just not something that you should want to get into. I don't really
But you're not doing everything in your power to look good yourself. What are we talking about? He's just seeing her as like a breed, somebody to just breed with. Yeah, you can't have social media. You can't work a job. Can she have interests? Can she have hobbies? Can she have a life? Can she do shit outside of you, bro? Because it seems like she's just an extension of you. So she's living for the sake of you. I don't agree with that, bro. That's a little bit kind of almost unrealistic in a sense, where somebody's extremely modest and extremely not seen. I don't know, bro. I feel like you should go to Iraq. Like, you might find a girl over there, bro. That's kind of what he's explaining.
A woman who tries to be super educated.
Why would Till
a woman to be super educated, but you don't want her to work a job? That's kind of like a contradiction, don't you think? Because if a woman is super educated, chances are that she's trying to leverage her education and leverage her knowledge to have a job. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think he's kind of creating like a lot of times we point the finger at like a lot of these women for being delusional, for their standards being completely high and unrealistic, and they're kind of creating an image, this like super idealistic version of what a man is. He basically did the exact same thing. I'm gonna be real. That's not realistic, bro. That is not realistic. I can understand you not wanting your girl to be a thought, but her to just not be on social media, for her to just not work a job, or to not this and not that, it's kind of crazy to me. I'm gonna be real. That's kind of insane.
He's perhaps the most powerful billionaire on Earth. So why does he need to bend society to his beliefs? Well,
because they want everything.
Is more disturbing than anything you've seen in this video.
We could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
What? Hold up. Did he just say that rather, instead of having people disagree, he's going to influence our minds, reprogram us so that we just all sit there and let him do whatever he wants? That is terrifying. They want you to not think. They want you to be a bot that sits there and just agrees. Must work. I'm not hungry. I'm not tired. What are we talking about? Yes, master.
But
well, the answer
that
is
again.
more disturbing than anything you've seen in this video.
We could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. but maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people.
So just forcing us to think like you. That's scary. See, they want full control over you, bro. No autonomy.
Is wrong.
Alternative to politics.
The Dark Enlightenment is a movement that believes democracy is wrong, that hierarchy is natural, and that a technologically superior elite should rule.
Politics has become so broken and so dysfunctional is to find a way to escape from it. It's not a way to fix it, it is a way to escape.
If you believe that, an influencer who calls unenhanced people subhuman isn't a problem. He's just proof of concept.
You know, but you're talking to people with genetically low intellect who are extremely subhuman.
What's subhuman?
Subhuman is a term that we use in like the Looksmaxxing community for like horrendously ugly people.
It sounds like incel language, but it's also exactly the philosophical position of the movement Teal has spent his fortune normalizing.
Man. These Looksmaxx creators, we're all genetically gifted.
The movement has eerie parallels to scientific eugenics being applied to society, while they also want to establish authoritarian city-states where tech elites can remove themselves from democracy, and where ideal humans are competed for as citizens.
I think we can try to, create autonomous countries on oceans, underwater, all sorts of other spaces.
And it's not just Teal. There's tons of others behind it in Silicon Valley. Sam Altman, Mark Andreessen, even Brian Johnson.
Oh my
and influencers like Clav just appear like prime tools to normalize this message.
I think everyone should be on testosterone.
Fitness influencing's transformation into a modern pseudo-eugenics program for an anti-democratic tech utopia sounds extreme. But this idea that some
I'm not gonna lie, this shit is actually this is actually something from a sci-fi movie that's actually scary. Like, imagine being born in an underwater city and you can't leave, and you have no autonomy, and you're just sitting there swiping all day, every day, your eyes just glued to a screen. Whew!
Are biologically superior, and that society should be reorganized around that seems like something we've seen before, and it always ends badly. Teal was born in Germany, and allegedly one of his biggest influences on his worldview was actually Carl Schmitt.
Oh my god, I thought he was gonna say Hitler. I thought he was gonna say Hitler, no way.
Known as the Crown Jurist of the Third Reich.
What?
A fervent authoritarian who made philosophical justifications for the extermination of people he believed to be subhuman. In an interview about Schmitt's influence on his worldview, Teal specifically equates Schmitt's analysis on politics and democracy in pre-Nazi Germany to the problems he sees with democracy today.
There are certainly certain parallels in the US in the 2020s to Germany in the 1920s where,
See, if I was just stop. Just stop. Get that out of your head. Stop that. Somebody needs to smack him in the back of the head. Stop it.
Liberalism is exhausted. One suspects that democracy, whatever that means, is exhausted, and we have to ask some questions very far outside the open window. That's sort of where I find Schmitt quite powerful as a thinker.
His use of an Olympic-style event to showcase and further his aim of superior humans is weirdly similar to the Berlin Olympics in 1936.
Man.
But the long missing piece of eugenics and transhumanism
Wait, he ran the enhanced games?
Has now arrived. The final piece of the puzzle that will permanently tie together tech, power, and the future of humanity.
Bro.
This morning, the little boy we've been following for months who received the first of its kind gene therapy for a potentially fatal disease is marking major developmental milestones.
What is gene therapy?
This year, he became the first patient in the world to receive a personalized gene editing therapy.
Gene editing is now here, and while the case of a baby being saved is heartening, the reality is the billionaires funding this aren't doing this for sick children.
Yeah, they trying to do this to work on themselves. Obviously, they're gonna turn some random, desperate, brokey baby into a science experiment, and if the shit turns right, then that's how they start with the kids. They start with the shit that's wholesome, and then they slowly implement it so that they can use it on themselves. Do you think this shit is gonna be available to you when you're on your deathbed and you need gene therapy? No. If you a brokey, no. You're gonna fucking die.
Likely use this like the UK government uses child as a way to control the internet. Using children is always the front. And like the promise of AI, this won't be immediately deployed worldwide, but it will be controlled by wealthy tech elites for their own benefit.
I'm traveling to a remote island for an extreme medical procedure that could change the future of humanity. In the shadow of the Caribbean lies Roatan, a hidden gem off the Honduran coast. shrouded in mystery, Roatan hides a secret venture, Prospera, an experimental zone for governance. Prospera defies
what?
secret venture. Prospera,
I'm seeing Bitcoin.
an experimental zone.
Bitcoin Center. Man, they might snatch those organs. If I see anything Bitcoin related, I know to turn the around.
For governance. Prospera defies convention, crafting its own laws in a game of high geopolitical stakes against the Honduran government's backlash. I'm traveling to the heart of Prospera to find MiniCircle, a biohacking company rewriting the rules of wellness. Their target, follistatin gene therapy,
What?
a pioneering technology with the potential to improve muscle and strength, slow the speed of aging, and many more benefits.
Oh my God, he really is just doing anything to his body.
Is the first of the sovereign city-states created by the tech billionaires behind the Dark Enlightenment movement.
So that's what they trying to push this shit, bro.
The company using Prospera and its lack of regulation to experiment with gene therapy is funded by those same tech billionaires, the Sam Altmans, the Peter Thiels. The enhanced game shows us where they are dragging us, but it also distracts from what we aren't allowed to see, an experiment within an experiment. The holy grail of transhumanism, gene editing, being carried out secretly in the Vatican of the network state. The enhanced games aren't an absurd anomaly, they are just the tip of the iceberg that's already sinking us. Tech billionaires built the technology.
Bro, I'm getting hella anxious watching this, bro.
That allowed ideas to spread globally and immediately. They took control of the trends and influences to spread their own messages.
That's why they brought all those influencers to the enhanced games,
social
right?
media. They catapulted agreeable politicians into power and
Man, Palantir cashes in on Trump 2.0. Peter Thiel is bankrolling Republicans again. Oh my God, this is how you know, bro. All of this shit is, all these politicians are just bought and paid for, bro. I'm hoping that as a collective, as a society, we wake up and put people in who have the best interest of the people and not these greedy tech billionaires and the you know, previous establishment. I can't even lie. I'm hoping we really start pushing, bro, because the world is going to be scary in the future. I can't even lie. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I appreciate you watching this full video with me. It would mean the world if you subscribe. I'm out.